Welcome in, everyone. Ready for a deep dive into a really special community?
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
Okay, so we're heading to Beaver Lake Estates in the Catskills.
Right? The Catskills.
How they support Israel, but in a personal way, like everyday actions.
Sounds fascinating. What are we looking at for sources?
So we have this amazing song and a video that really captures the heart of it, filled with personal stories and just really powerful imagery.
So like a firsthand look at this community and how they support Israel.
Exactly.
Oh,
So you're ready to get inspired.
absolutely. You know, it's amazing how much the source material itself, the song with the visuals and the personal stories, how much depth it adds. It gives us such a unique perspective.
Right. Okay, so picture this. The song opens with, "In the heart of New York State, we stand as one at Beaver Lake, beneath the sun."
Wise.
Like right away, you get this feeling of unity, of belonging, and that really sets the stage for everything that follows.
For sure. And that unity, it extends beyond their own community. It goes all the way to Israel. Well, one of the first things they highlight is this tradition of Shabbat prayers, you know, the Jewish Sabbath observance.
Right.
But these prayers are specifically for the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF.
And that's where it gets really personal. Like imagine growing up in Beaver Lake, attending those prayers every week, and then some of your friends, people you've known your whole life,
Yeah.
they actually enlist in the IDF.
Wow, yeah.
Those prayers suddenly become so much more than just words.
Absolutely. It's that connection, that shared experience that you can really feel throughout the song. And it's visually reinforced, too, in the video. You see images of Beaver Lake residents. Some are currently serving in the IDF, some are preparing to go. And it really brings home the impact of those prayers, you know,
Yeah.
the weight they carry for this community.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff. And the song goes on to say the people of Beaver Lake, in many, many ways, show their love and support through endless days. It's not just about praying for the IDF, it's actively supporting them through organizations and personal initiatives.
And the range of these initiatives is really impressive. They talk about Saki Israel, which provides gear to protect soldiers on the front lines, essential stuff, and the One Israel Fund. That focuses on helping communities in Israel thrive, not just survive.
Right. And then there's Murat Hamakpella. That one specifically provides support to the IDF soldiers and the Border Patrol, who obviously have a critical role in protecting Israel.
And these are just a few examples. What I find striking is how many of these efforts are actually spearheaded by individuals from Beaver Lake. They mention this one resident who's heavily involved with the Sands Medical Center in Netanya.
Oh, wow.
This center provides critical emergency care to both soldiers and civilians affected by conflict. So it's literally saving lives.
And it's not just medical aid. The song highlights Rabbi Berkowitz, who's almost like an emissary of care for the Israeli police,
Oh, wow.
especially active since October 7th, comforting survivors, offering solace after that horrible attack.
You know, that's a really important detail. After those attacks, the need for support, for comfort was just immense. And for him to step up like that, to be that presence of peace, it really speaks volumes.
And to symbolize that support, he even gives out a special coin. It's described in the song as a token of hope, appreciation, and grace from Beaver Lake. You know, it's a small gesture, but so meaningful in the face of such tragedy.
Yeah, it's that personal touch that really stands out to me. They're not just sending resources, they're sending their hearts.
It's amazing, right? Like their support goes way beyond funding and, organizations.
Yeah.
It's really hands-on. They get personally involved in so many ways.
Oh, wow. How so?
Well, the song says, each Sunday morning, we walk for the hostages in Beaver Lake under the sun.
No way. Every Sunday.
Yeah, they organize these walks every week to raise awareness and advocate for the release of hostages.
Wow, that's dedication.
It's about keeping that awareness alive,
Yeah.
reminding people that these hostages, their families, are still out there.
Right.
And it's not just walks. Either they host bereaved families, the families who have lost loved ones in the conflict.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine just providing that space?
Yeah.
That kind of comfort.
It's powerful, creating a safe haven for those families.
Exactly, like to share their stories, to grieve, to find support,
Yeah. Within a community that really gets it. And they don't just listen either. They actually seek out firsthand accounts from soldiers who have served on the front lines.
That's right. Bringing those experiences back to Beaver Lake, sharing them with the community.
Yeah.
It creates this incredibly powerful connection to what's actually happening in Israel.
Yeah, it's not just news headlines anymore.
It's real people.
Real story.
And that fuels their passion to help.
And they help in such diverse ways. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. They mentioned bake sales to raise funds for soldiers. That classic community effort.
Yeah.
But then there's the more practical stuff, too, like packing and sending food boxes to those who have served, making sure they have the basics.
Oh, wow.
They even gather fresh fruit, like to send over to the soldiers on the front line.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, it's like send a little piece of home, you know? Like a reminder that people care, even from so far away.
Oh.
And we can't forget the Beaver Lake BBQs for IDF soldiers.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Talk about bringing people together.
I love that.
What gets me is just how much variety there is in the support.
Yeah.
It shows they really want to contribute in any way they can, whether it's small acts of kindness or big fundraising efforts.
Or even just like a warm meal.
It's that community spirit, like we're all in this together.
For sure.
And it goes for their financial generosity too, which is really something. The song says, Beaver Lakers give with generous hands, supporting Israel's needs across the land.
Wow.
They have this special fund called the Tzedakah Fund. It's a traditional Jewish concept of giving. But this one is specifically for helping those in need throughout Israel.
So thoughtful.
And the key difference is it's not just anonymous donations.
Oh.
They make a point of knowing where their money's going, who it's helping.
So they can see the impact firsthand.
That personal connection is so important to them.
I see.
And they're supporting all sorts of needs. Like they mentioned, providing battle gear, patrol support, essential equipment for the soldiers on active duty.
Makes sense.
But they also talk about therapy and care facilities, recognizing that, the impact goes way beyond the battlefield.
Of course.
They even mention aid for displaced families, those who had to flee their homes because of the violence and unrest.
It's a really holistic approach.
It is. They recognize that supporting Israel means supporting its people, no matter what.
Absolutely.
And they're not just thinking about the present, they're investing in the future too. Their donations support educational programs, youth programs, community development projects. They want to make sure Israel has a bright future.
It makes you wonder what their kids think of all this.
Actually, there's this really touching part where the song shifts to the perspective of the children of Beaver Lake.
Oh, wow.
They sing, "We're the children of Beaver Lake, we come to play, but we learn and support Israel in our way."
I love that. So they're involved too.
Oh, yeah. Big time. They have these weekly gatherings where they hear stories about fallen heroes, learning about the sacrifices made to protect Israel.
Right.
And they don't just listen. They write letters to the families of those soldiers, offering comfort and support.
Wow.
It's a powerful way to connect with history,
Yeah.
And it goes even deeper. They actually cook the favorite meals of those fallen heroes and share them with the community.
Really?
Can you imagine that? Like tasting a dish that once brought joy to someone who gave their life for their country.
Wow, that's powerful.
It's about keeping their memory alive, honoring their legacy through food, through stories, through shared experiences. And it's a beautiful way to connect the younger generation to Israel's past, its present, and foster a sense of responsibility that will hopefully carry on. It's amazing how these kids are really embracing that responsibility to support Israel.
Yeah.
It's more than just knowing about it. It's about feeling connected, understanding the history, and being part of helping it thrive.
And that's what's so powerful about Beaver Lake's support.
Yeah.
It's not just about sending money, it's about cultivating that connection to Israel within their community, and it lasts, it spans generations. It's fueled by these shared experiences, the personal stories. It's amazing.
It's proof that support can take so many forms. From prayers and walks to bake sales and BDQs. It's about finding what speaks to you and using that to make a difference.
You have this community in the heart of New York State, thousands of miles away from Israel, yet they've created this incredible bond.
It's inspiring.
It really is. It's a testament to the power of human connection.
And shared values.
Yeah.
And, it all comes back to that sense of community, that feeling of belonging and purpose we felt from the very beginning of that song.
Oh, yeah.
They're not just sending aid. They're sending a piece of themselves.
A message of hope.
That goes beyond borders, beyond distance.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I'm just in awe. What can we learn from Beaver Lake? What can we take away from their story and apply it to our own lives?
It reminds us that we all have the power to make a difference. It doesn't have to be huge gestures or tons of money.
Right.
It can be small acts of kindness, consistent effort, a genuine desire to help the causes that matter to us.
Maybe it's reaching out to someone who's struggling or volunteering your time or even just learning more about something you're passionate about. The point is there's no one right way to do it. The key is to follow your heart.
Well said. So as you all go about your day, think about the Beaver Lake community. Remember, even from far away, even in the smallest ways, we can all contribute to a brighter future. A future filled with hope, compassion, and support for the things that matter. Thanks for joining us.